Bobby Dupre with the Bobby Dupre Show, presented to you each Thursday morning at 7 a.m. And of course, the television program replays in its entirety on Sunday afternoon at 3 p.m. And of course, like you see that big world circling in the back of us, that means no matter where you are, if you have internet service, you can watch the Bobby Dupre Show. Does that kind of describe
Absolutely. You can watch it live on the internet, I mean archived, you can watch it anytime you want, because once the show's on, after 7 o'clock in the morning on Thursday, you watch it anytime at your own leisure, as they say.
Whoa, and this is my sidekick, Mr. Andrew Gitros. Good morning to you. And you know, the pocking of the eggs is coming up real soon, and someone reminds us in fact, she's been doing that since probably they started the Easter services on the riverbank of Teche, Bayou Banks, in Port Barre, Louisiana, Miss Fawn Futrell.
At the birthplace of the Teche Park, right there behind Bork's Supermarket.
That's exactly where her description of the location is sponsored by the area churches, and all pastors are urged to join in the service. Bring your own seating. In case of rain, service will be moved to the New Life Center, which is on Highway 190. We always refer to it as across from King's Truck Stop, our good friends, the Gilroy family. And for more information, call Pastors Joe and Jamie Russo, 945-5178. Miss Fawn Futrell lives on the beautiful Bayou Teche.
In the old Futrell home.
Yep, been there for many, many years. Mr. John, her husband, died a number of years ago. And when she started this program, she started sending me this little note, and kind of reminds me that it's soon be time. We need to start dyeing our eggs to pock those eggs for Christmas Day. And of course, all this is held at 7 a.m. April 20th. That's Easter morning on the Teche, at the Teche Park.
Literally right after the sun comes up. That's kind of the Easter way to do things.
That's how she's always done it. And Miss Fawn, thank you. And we'll remind you one more time, and nothing happens next week.
There you go. And the home she lives in, I'll give you just a touch of the history. Her father, I guess, was the steamboat captain. I guess it would be her father that would have built the home. The home burned. They rebuilt the home on the same property around the same fireplaces. So that's the home she grew up in, where she lives today, right there on the Bayou Bank.
So
not far from Joe Fred's house.
It wasn't Mr. John Futrell's...
Oh, I'm saying her.
Yeah.
Him, the husband.
That's what
Correct.
I thought.
The husband.
I didn't want us to get a bunch of phone calls after the program.
Corrected me. That's absolutely correct. But that home's been there, and Joe Fred lives not very far down the bayou as well. So
on the other side of the bayou.
That's right. So good historical place there in Port Barre. And how about, we're talking about history, we're talking about Joe Fred. I saw Miss Virginia Reed Guidry, who now resides at Senior Village. That's Yvonne Godchall's aunt. She just turned 99 years old about a month or so ago. I want to wish her a happy birthday, 99 years. She'd been married to Claude Guidry, who had been the chief of police in Port Barre. And I went to school with a Claude Guidry who graduated, I guess, in the 70s, who I guess would be the grandson. I think they helped raise him. I think he spent quite a bit of time staying with them. So happy birthday, Miss Virginia.
We were talking earlier, you and I, before we do the program, we go over our notes and we go over the pictures, and I try to remember the names of the people and the connections that I want to kind of weave together this little story that I try to get about as many of the people we talk about as we can, because we try to talk about people that we know something about. And I saw a picture of Margot Dugas. That, in fact, it's two pictures, and it's a recent in the, that was, imagine the, let's see, does it say? It doesn't say on the bottom here, and I don't have the top of the page, but it's either the Daily Advertiser or the Acadiana Advocate. But two pictures of Margot Dugas. And I said, wait a while, that's the Margot that I know. That's Eric Dugas' wife. And so I called Ginger.
Who would be a cousin with the Dugas.
The Dugas, first cousin with the Dugas. That's correct. And so she said yes. In fact, she said Margot works with she's a real estate attorney, and she works with Duten, D-U-T-E-N, title and escrow firm in Lafayette. And the picture was of young ladies planning a Kappa Delta sorority kickoff. It was the annual kickoff. And Kappa Delta sorority is a national organization with more than 230,000 members. And if they're all pretty like this,
she's a cutie.
Yeah, she is, and very, very nice. And of course, we got to know the Dugas boys well.
Active with us with the monthly men's mass.
Monthly men's mass, and they haven't been lately. We need to see you all.
That's right.
But anyhow, Matt LeBlanc came in about the same time, and he says, you know, you're talking about your family and all that, and you're talking about Ginger. You called Ginger to get some information. And he says, I'm going to bring up something about, and I mentioned something about
Megan finishing the first year of law school.
Almost the first year of law school.
She's almost a 2L now, as they call that in law school, second year law.
Okay. Yeah. So anyhow, he says, what I remember best about Megan, he says when she became 13, she drove up to the OPAC.
15.
16 to drive.
16, there you go. All right. You started at 13. We got it.
Yeah.
15 when I was driving.
Yeah,
16
me too. In fact, we didn't have to have a license. But anyhow, I'm not that old. But anyhow, he said, I remember so well, she drove up and she had flip-flops on. He says, you like to camp unglued. He says, you could not believe that your daughter was driving a car with flip-flops, how dangerous that was and everything. And I said, you know what? I just spoke about the flip-flops.
But wearing pajamas to go to the drive-thru.
And like flip-flops or something. Right. I said, wear some hard shoes, is how I described that. So I'm still on that same subject of having proper, I think somebody said it was a law that you have proper shoes on.
And how old is Meg now?
Meg's 23 now.
Yeah.
So that's what, 7 years.
Yeah.
And
she's driven
hopefully,
a few miles since then.
Oh Lord, she's put some miles on that little car and a new little car.
There you go.
But anyhow, it's funny how Matt remembered that about Megan.
And I thought about it this weekend. I was driving.
Oh, yeah, because I talked about that last week.
I was driving, and the little boy called me to go pick him up, my youngest Andrew, and I went to put rubber boots on or something. I just grabbed the first pair of shoes, and I laughed at myself. I said, Bobby Dupree would fuss me. I'm not wearing the best shoes I should be wearing. And it's so funny. I walk in. That, and then David Link and I were talking about your back patio this week, and I have the picture, and it's so funny. I mean, it was like yesterday or day before yesterday, we talked about this, and I'm going to find that picture. I have it right. Hang on, I'm going to get
the last picture.
Here, right here. Go ahead and show that picture for us, Steve. Are our pictures working? They are. With crepe myrtle, vine, tree, I guess, I don't know what you want to call it.
It's kind of like a vine.
And Ray Bear. We'd always talk about the fact Bobby got such a pretty house, but that back patio is just bare. He's got the barbecue pit, but he's just got the bricks and the concrete. And Ray said, you need to break that up with a plant. And Ray built the little trellis.
Well, Ray and I now.
Well, yeah.
I helped.
You were his assistant.
After Mass on a Sunday.
You were his assistant.
And we painted it and everything.
And that little tree, it makes the back. I mean, it's beautiful.
Yep. And what's bad is a few more rains and we won't see any of it.
All the flowers will be gone.
You just have to have the beauty in
It's still a pretty bush. It makes a good green, beautiful tree.
No, it is. And the flip-flops that I talked about last week, I was talking about Sonia's Donut drive-through that they have in Opelousas on the service road, I-49 service road. Just anyhow, we try to come up with some little stories, kind of novel. And
how about coming up with some sponsors? You mind if I do that real quick?
2 of them real quick.
Let's go with Piggly Wiggly. You know, there are 2 locations in Opelousas, one in beautiful downtown Simsport. If you want to go by
Highway 1.
That's right. You want to go by your local Piggly Wiggly. I guess my ink pen gave up on me. I'll have to get a fresh one. I'm going to steal this one from you while you find yours. So
I
got
another one.
Extra ones in my bag. We got USDA fresh sliced picnic ham, $1.49 a pound, 18-piece combo pack of Sanderson Farms. That's like 6 drumsticks, 6 thighs, and 6 wings for 99 cents a pound. They got spiral cut ham. They got smoked sausage. They got Angus fine ground beef chuck, $3.49 a pound. Go buy the Piggly Wiggly. The pig knows best. How's that?
All
and
right.
one more.
Yep.
Let's go with, how about Carl's Thrift Away? You know, this week, my little boy went, I don't know if you've been seeing in the newspaper, a bunch of the different kids groups at all the different schools went and cleaned up, picked trash, cleaned up the ditches here in Opelousas, did a great, great job. And of course, my little boy was trying to help pull some vines out the way, clean all that up out the way, and he did well. He got all that good poison oak out the way and rubbed it really good in his face and his eyes and his body, like we all do. You know, you want to clean up and then you catch the poison ivy. So I went by Carl's Thrift Away. You know, they've got their own home recipe. Carl's got his own, you know, he's a pharmacist, but it's his own remedy to help if you've got poison oak, poison ivy. You put this salve on, helps it go away, helps relieve the itching, gets the swelling down. Great, great thing. Go buy Carl's and get it. Ask for it.
That's after the fact? I mean,
After the fact.
You could have bathed and everything else.
That's right. Go and get this after. It'll help soothe it. My little boy looked 100% better in less than 24 hours. Real good help. Go buy any medicine you need, from over-the-counter type stuff to your prescription medication. They'll compound multiple medicines together. Got great gift ideas, great home decorating ideas. Go buy Carl's Thrift Away.
I'm stopping there on the way in to pick up a couple of renewals for myself. You bet. You bet. The 10th annual Earl Taylor Classic Golf Tournament will be held on Thursday, April 24th, Indian Hills Country Club. It's coming to that time of the year where various groups or individual groups have fundraisers at Indian Hills Country Club.
And golf is the thing in the spring.
Golf is the thing, and it's nonprofit charitable corporation. So we've attended. I don't play golf, but we go and we eat. They come in from Lafayette. They come in from New Iberia. They come in from Ville Platte to cook.
They help the Boys and Girls Club, the Navy ROTC, the golf clubs at OC and at Westminster. So you help a lot of kids.
Yeah, so, and then a portion of it goes to his campaign fund, and he does have a race coming up. So. I guess y'all know I'm for Earl Taylor for district attorney.
You haven't hit that the last, how many years?
Oh, it's been
years?
a long time, ever since Morgan Goodall decided not to run. I was against Earl when he ran against Morgan. I'm usually for the incumbent if I feel they're doing an adequate to good job, and I feel that Earl has represented us well. You can always go out and find a little something that's not just right, but overall, I think he runs a good office. He attends every function that he possibly can, not during election time, all of the time. And I think people enjoy seeing their elected officials participating in different events.
And you and I always talk about the idea that if you back a candidate, back your candidate. You don't have to be bad about the other guy.
Oh,
you back your man. You back your man. And
I made my confession to Ellis Daigle is running, the Judge Ellis.
Who's a friend of ours as well.
Friend of ours. And I told him, he says, Bobby, I knew you'd be with Earl.
Sure.
And I understand that. He said, we're friends now, we're going to be friends after the race. So, but now if I'd go out bad-mouthing him, yeah, it would be a different story. Sure. I'm for Earl. I'm not against anyone else.
There you go. Now, we're going to take a 1-minute break. We'll see you folks on the other side of one.